we are again, Golden Hill, back for a second season of the Golden Hill Action News. I am Philson, FA.
And I'm Nick Collier. We got a brand new team working on it in our studio in room 5. Each week we'll bring you an update on the news and events important to you.
Our news team isn't the only thing getting a new look this year.
Our bathroom is going through a complete remodel as well. In our first story, we check in with the construction process for the first look behind those walls since October.
Jake here, reporting from what used to be our bathrooms. Our purpose here today is we're going to get some answers of the questions you've been asking and behind the scenes footage of the bathrooms right now.
So what is the new plan for the bathrooms in here?
Well, you're probably familiar with the existing wall that was here. We've taken the wall down. We're going to move it 5 inches. They're going to put in a new shower, handicap accessible. So we cut the floor out to lower the shower, so when we re-pour the concrete, we can get gradual slope for the drains. There'll be a new toilet here, and then the wall will come back in. This will disappear, and we'll put our wall back in. And they'll have their sink, their hand washing unit will go here.
Is it a big inconvenience for you not to have the bathroom out front here?
Yes, because I'm located right here. Get that shot right there. And the bathroom is just, you know, a couple feet away. It's very convenient. I can hold it to the last minute and then I can go. Now I can't. I gotta like time it out because I have to walk all the way around just to use the bathroom. Inconvenient.
Is it a big inconvenience for you not to be able to use these bathrooms?
Of course, it takes me like 5 minutes to get down there, and when I could just come down the hall. Why not?
Do you think that they should be opened up as soon as possible?
Tomorrow, I should be opening up little buckets.
Yeah.
So we are walking through the bathrooms. This is pretty much what's going on in here. And there's Nathan.
We hope this has been informative to our viewers. This is Nathan reporting from the bathroom.
It'd be nice to have those brand new bathrooms operational when we get back from spring break.
That first day back might even seem like we're walking into a new, entire different school.
Our juniors and seniors had a similar experience a few weeks ago when a tour of RCTC gave our students a first-hand look at a daily life of a college student.
Although maybe it seemed like a much different setting than we have here at Golden Hill, many of our students were able to picture themselves going to RCTC in the near future.
We got some post-tour reactions in our next story.
Nancy Joyce, a work experience teacher, who set up the RCTC tour. Mrs. Joyce, do you think it's essential for kids to have post-secondary training?
Absolutely. Jobs in the future, a high percentage of the jobs in the future are going to require some type of post-secondary training. Department of Labor and Chamber of Commerce's and businesses are predicting that with the changes in technology, the advancements in technology, that jobs of the future are going to require at least a 2-year degree. Typically students think, oh, when I go to college, it has to be a 4-year. Most of the jobs they're predicting in the future are going to require a 2-year technical degree. So I think it's very important for, especially students here at Golden Hill ALC, that they know that there's potential here just in Rochester because of the university system that we have, that there are programs and trainings available to meet the needs of potential employers.
I'm here with RCTC advisor Jamie Johnson. Jamie, I was wondering, why do you provide the tours for the high school kids?
It is a great way for students to come and experience the campus, take a first-hand look at what programs we have to offer, and see the ins and outs of everything. Really, it's hard to explain the different programs without being able to see them firsthand.
All right, and what resources can you provide the high school's upcoming seniors?
Oh, thank you for asking. It is a great thing to be able to come to the school and help students with their college applications, their financial aid, their scholarships, everything that it takes to get to the college. Going to college can be a big, hard process, but I'm here to help make it as simple and smooth as possible.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, my first question is, what did you think of the tour?
I thought the RCTC tour was pretty fun. I thought it was kind of short after all, but I I think we learned a lot about it. I think it's a pretty good college.
RCTC tour. Mohammed, what did you think about the tour? And what were the highlights?
The tour was awesome. My memorable moment was when I saw the technology at the medical program and like all the programs they had, and the guy was awesome too. He was funny and stuff, so I really enjoyed it.
Do you see yourself going to RCTC next year?
Yeah, I plan on starting next fall with my fellow graduates.
All right. It's hard to imagine that for some of us, we'll be starting RCTC next fall already.
Time to make some time to start working on your application soon.
Now that football season is over and my Sundays are free, I might even get that taken care of this weekend.
A very eventful and historical season ending with a very eventful and historical Super Bowl.
Even those not interested in the historical and eventful aspects of football love the Super Bowl. Many just look forward to the commercials and food on this national holiday. Welcome to the Golden Hill Sports Dome. I'm Nick.
And I'm June. The Super Bowl was a huge event like usual.
Yes, it was, and the Patriots and the Giants faced off again for a 2008 rematch.
The final score was 21-17 with the Giants coming out on top.
Eli Manning was the Super Bowl MVP. He went 30 for 40 on completions, 296 yards, and threw for 1 touchdown.
It was a star performance, that's for sure. So our very own Alicia Carlisle interviewed a very die-hard Pats fan.
Hi, I'm Alicia Carlisle, and I'm here with Jamie Holland. What did you think about the outcome of the Super Bowl game?
I was very upset because the defense sucked at the last minute of the game, and I was very upset because they should have won. Stupid Giants.
I feel that way, Jamie, but here's June with more info on the halftime show.
One of the greatest traditions in Super Bowl history is the halftime shows. Once again, this year it was a hit with Madonna, Nicki Minaj, MIA, and LMFAO performing. Maybe Madonna got some of her dance move for one of our own students, Kevin Thang. Maybe you could be the judge of that. Hit it, Kevin.
Thanks, June. Some people watch the Super Bowl because they love football or the great halftime shows, and other people watch it for the funny commercials. One of our favorites was the M&M commercial. We have a video for all of you guys who might have missed this hilarious clip.
So then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional... What's wrong with him?
He thinks you're naked.
My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing. Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it.
Aye.
Look at that body. Look at that body. Look at that body.
I work out. Wiggle, 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 yeah.
That M&M commercial was pretty good, maybe my favorite.
I think more people spend time the next day watching commercials on YouTube and Facebook than watching highlights from the actual games.
Speaking of Facebook, my news team was curious about the new rule that unblocked Facebook and allows us to log on at school. Why is Facebook unblocked?
Why is Facebook unblocked?
Yeah.
Well, the school board made a decision that they wanted to allow students and staff to have access to Facebook so they could use it as a communication tool for students and for parents.
Right. So can you tell me a little bit more about like what are the different things we can use Facebook for? Because I know they said that they're going to use Facebook for educational purposes, but I don't see how
Facebook could be used that way?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I think what you have to do is you have to distinguish between what is a personal Facebook page and what is a school district Facebook page.
Right.
If you notice, a lot of companies and a lot of other schools have Facebook pages where they can make announcements, like school closings, things like that. Students could get that information, or teachers could communicate with them about what work needs to be done and maybe post the work on Facebook.
Right.
It'd be a much better way to communicate.
Okay.
How do you feel about the students being on Facebook like during class?
It depends on what we're doing. If we're trying to do an activity where people need to be focusing on what we're talking about, then it's pretty distracting to be looking at Facebook at the same time. But I think in general the policy to allow students to have access is a good idea because it's going to be part of life from now on, I think.
Do you feel like the school made a good choice by unblocking Facebook?
Well, I think we're moving in that direction. I guess it'll be a good teaching example for kids on what's appropriate to be on Facebook. I think, I think there's a lot of things that are good about Facebook, and there's some things that aren't so good that you see on Facebook pages. And I think it's important for the school to kind of teach kids about that, because employers now are looking on Facebook pages to see kind of what they're getting as a possible employee, and if they're doing things that aren't so cool, they're going to certainly not hire people that are doing inappropriate things on Facebook or, talking crazy. So I think it's important for students to understand that what's appropriate and what's not appropriate on Facebook. So maybe we can help in that.
It's just a part of people's everyday life now. I don't think it's as big a deal as it's kind of been made out to be. So I'm glad that it's open. You have an opportunity to actually talk about it now and use it to help educate kids.
Good story, Philson. Hopefully everyone can take advantage of the wave of the future that is Facebook and learn to use it responsibly.
Students' ability to learn responsible use was one of the reasons why our principal, Mr. Zebor, was in favor of the change.
As all great leaders are, he's always good at getting people to follow his lead.
Which is why we at Ghtv features Mr. Zebor each week in his own segment, the Zebor Minutes.
Hi, and welcome to another installment of the Z-Bart Minute. The two topics that I would like to discuss today that I think are very prevalent and need to be revisited are language in the hallways and hats being worn in school. First, language in the hallways. I had one time heard that the use of language is a measure of a person's intelligence. And when you use foul language over and over and over, what we're hearing and what you're telling us is that your intelligence needs to be corrected or improved. So I would ask that students not use inappropriate or foul language in the hallways, in the classrooms, in school, period. Second thing is, it is a district policy. It's not just Golden Hill. If you went to any school in the Rochester Public Schools, wearing hats in the building is not permitted. So I would ask that we do the same thing here at Golden Hill. If you're wearing a hat, obviously people ask you to take it off. Most students are very cooperative with that. However, if we have to address you wearing your hat multiple times in one day, your hat will go on the shelf in Mr. Molly's office. If that continues multiple times, then the hat will stay on Mr. Molly's office for a certain number of days. So I would ask that students would cooperate with proper language and not wearing your hat in school. Thanks.
Great advice as usual. Thanks, Zebart.
Well, that does it for our first show. Thanks for joining us.
Join us again next week when we bring you another full show.